Hello everybody, it's me again, Carol with Refunction Crafts, and I'm back after the Christmas holiday, and I've been working a lot of hours, actually normal hours, for the last few weeks in my new job, so I have not had much time at all to do my videos lately, but pretty soon, actually starting this week, I guess you could say, I'm going to have a little bit more time because my hours are going to go back a little bit. So I should have a little bit more time for my videos and my Etsy shop. So anyway, today what I'm going to do is, hold on one second, I forgot to grab my little bird. I should say my birds. One of them I have to take out of the package because I've already sold it, but I want to show you guys what I did. I'm going to be making these beautiful little birds. This is the first one that I made, and it's got a little dangle at the bottom here for its tail. And then I also made, put that right up there. I'm going to take this one out of the bag. I also made this gorgeous white one that is super duper pretty. And I made these both sort of different in their own way. Today I'm going to try and make two of them. I'm not sure that I will get to both. Let me show you the bling that's on the bird. And then it's got rhinestones and chain in the tail. So oh, I'm gonna have a coughing fit here. I don't know what happened. Anyway, so what we're gonna do, I'm showing you here some of the things that I'm gonna have as choices to use as bling on these. These are the little birds that I'm using to make these. And actually, I've got one, let's see, where did I put it? Here, that I sort of started, that I'm going to use to kind of make a white one. So what I've done with this little white one here, okay, these are some of the things I'm going to be using. I've got lots of bling choices here. I'm going to kind of scoot those out of the way because those are what I will be using to make some pretty flashy items on the bodies. So let me just show you a little more up close what kinds of pieces I have to choose from. So before you start a project like this, it's always good to have lots of choices of bling and things like that, so that if you change your mind on something, you can always have other choices available. So I've got all these beautiful, beautiful pieces, and then I've also got a couple of these aqua blue pieces, and wouldn't those go pretty if there's some of that aqua showing in this bird. So as you can see with the other two that I did, this one was made from this bird, and it still has, you know, some of the pink showing through in the face and so forth. So I've kind of gone with some pink accents and green. And then on this one, I think it was actually one like this, and I completely covered it with this white fabric. And this is a fluffy fabric, I'm going to show you, and then I just kind of highlighted it mostly with white accents and then with a couple of purple. And I am just amazed at how beautiful these birds are. I am in love with these little birds. This is the fabric I used on the white one, and you can see it's kind of got a diamond look to it. This is some baby blanket fabric that I bought actually a long time ago, and I had some left over from quilts that I had made a while back, and so I thought, you know what, that would make a pretty white snowy looking bird. So for this one, I have already cut out a piece of that white, and I'm going to be putting that on the top of this bird, and then we'll be cutting it out to form. So anyway, I just wanted to show you the differences in the little birds that I have. I have these three colors, and all they are is they've got a piece on the back that you can pull off that makes them sticky, but they're just made out of a stiffer felt. Super cute. I only have so many of these birds left. I have maybe, I mean, I have a handful of them. So I'm going to be making, you know, several of these. Also, what's happening now, and it depends on how these go, I will be using, doing a little bit different style with these wooden birds that my husband is cutting out for me in his shop. So he's already cut out these two this morning for me. And again, these are wooden. And I'm going to be doing something quite different with these. They will be similar, but they will be very different. I'll just tell you that. I'm not going to be doing anything with these in this video today, so you'll have to wait on that one. Because I haven't made one yet, and so I'm not exactly sure about the process and how long it's going to take. So, and then also, as you can see, these have these nice pretty dangly tails, long tails. And so for those, what gave me the idea to do that was I had some dangle earrings that I got from Kiki's Sale on Facebook. My friend Debbie Cottrell owns Kiki's Sale, and she had actually sent me some of these dangly earrings, and they're really long and dangly, and she sent me some different styles. So I'm just going to kind of show you the ones that I have here so that you can see kind of how different they are. There's that one, and then there's this one, and they all have different, sort of different dangles. Like this one has more of a silver dangle. It's not rhinestones, but super pretty. It's kind of a chain type thing. And then this one is all chain, but it's got all these rhinestones at the top. I don't know which ones I'm going to use today. This one has sort of a swivel thing with some chain behind it. I'm not sure if I got that one from Debbie or from someone else, actually. And then there's this one that has some chain and some rhinestone in the bottom. So, and then the other thing that you can use, because if you'll see in this white one, I've actually added a bunch of rhinestone chain to this one to kind of fill it in. So we'll probably be doing some of that today. You're going to need some scissors. You're going to need your clippers. You will need some E6000 adhesive. And then again, you know, whatever kinds of odds and ends that you want to use as embellishments. I also have some of these little embroidered flowers that I got from Kiki's Sale from Debbie. So I'm going to be using some of those to add some color. Maybe. I may or I may not. I haven't decided yet. And then I have some of these bits and pieces of lace appliques that I will also be using. These were cut off of some lace trim, and before I use those, I'll show you what I cut those off of. And then I've also got some other trim, some of my flat back pearls that I will be using. I've got some other little blingy items here to choose from, and then I will definitely be using some of my little flat back rhinestones. These that I've already made are actually refrigerator magnets, believe it or not. That is what we're going to make today, but after today, future ones that I'm going to be making, I will be making brooches out of them. I don't think, I would be doing that today, but I don't think I have. Let me look really quick to see if I have a oh, I do. We're going to turn today's project into a brooch. Okay, and I think I only have one of those. thought I had two. I actually have, my friend Trish came over and she's been doing some crafting with me, and I've been kind of trying to teach her the ropes on some of the things that I make, and in the process she has brought me a few things that she's been using in some of her little projects that she's kind of shared with me. So it works out rather nicely. But anyway, she did give me this brooch pin, and then I think I had this one. This came off of another brooch, but I'm going to go ahead and use this one too. So I have two of them. So we're going to make two brooches today. So, and then I have, you know, just a few little like odds and ends flowers and things that, you know, you can use as embellishments. So, and then I've also got these flat back pearls here that I may use. But we have lots of choices. I've got my 4mm rhinestone chain. I doubt that I will use that today because it's awfully big. And then my friend Aileen sent me this beautiful 2mm rhinestone chain, and it's in an iridescent rhinestone. So I think this is probably what we will be using in these today. I will be adding some of that to the tails to make them more blingy and more beautiful. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm already 10 minutes into this video and I haven't even started anything. So okay, so what I've done with this one, as you can see, these have a little rhinestone black eye in them. I have removed that eyeball and I've just put it aside here. I have a little container that I've got some things in. I've put that aside here, and I'm just going to take this little bird and I'm going to fit this piece of fabric over the top of it, making sure that I'm covering from point to point, from beak to point of tail, and I'm going to glue that on. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my hot glue. I'm using Gorilla Glue for this. So for this one here, we're going to be making a white bird. I wanted to make another white one since I sold my other one. I wanted to try making a white brooch. And I've got my hand stuck to this all over the place. What have I done? Oh my goodness. I don't know what happened there, but I really messed up. Okay, hopefully this is still sticky and I can get this on there from point to point. Oh gosh. Okay, nope, I did not do this well at all. First try was a bonehead try, so we're going to try this again, you guys. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there, but I really messed that up. So let me again see where I need to get this to make sure that our bird fits point to point. In fact, what we're going to do is we're just going to leave it like this, and I'm going to put glue this way. Of course, I had no trouble with the first one I made, but I don't want to mess it up on camera and then have this video take a lot longer than it needs to take. So, okay, we've got that end on. Now I'm going to glue this end on. And if I get off camera, just yell at the camera. Maybe, just maybe I'll pay attention. I'm trying to keep this in frame as best I can, you guys. I hope I'm doing okay. I'm going to try these scissors real quick just to see if they will cut this a little bit better. My nice little blue detail scissors, I think I've used them on one too many things that they were not intended for, and they are not giving me the cleanest cuts lately. So I'm just cutting around the bird, and this is where these scissors are not the greatest because they're so big. They don't get into the detail areas as well. but that's okay. We'll be able to trim it. Okay, I'm going to take that and throw it in my trash can and take these. Actually, it looks like it did do pretty good. Okay. I think we've actually got that in place well. Okay, so that's what we have, is just that little white bird now. Bird shape, I should say. It's not a bird yet. So that one is ready now to start embellishing. So what we're going to do is, I've already taken some pieces of this applique and I've cut it off. I'm going to go ahead and add, thank you, honey. My husband just brought me 2 more of my little birds. Yay! So now I have 4 of them. That's it. He's not making me any more until I figure out how well those little birds are going to do in my Etsy shop. So, so those are the ones that he's made me for now. So what we're going to do, this bit here is from pieces that I've cut off of this Venice trim. And so what I've done is I've just taken and cut, you can see that's where I cut it off from. So I'm just cutting this little edge piece because it's actually the perfect shape of wings and a tail. So, so what I've done is the tail part I'm putting on the front of the bird. And again, we're just going to use, for anything that's fabric, we're going to use our hot glue. So I'm just going to take and add a little bit of hot glue to that and position it on the tail here and press it down. Okay, so we have our little tail on there. And then this piece is going to be the wing. And the way that that's going to go is, here we've got the tail on there. And the wing is just going to go sort of behind on the back side of the bird. And you'll see I'm not taking off this paper that's on the back of this bird because I don't want the bird to be sticky, and I haven't placed a backing on it. I didn't really think it was necessary, so I'm just leaving it with that on the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and put some hot glue on there and make sure that it's in the position that I want it. And there we have, whoopsie, we have the wing and we have the tail. And it's starting to take shape as a bird. The next thing that I'm going to do is before I end up losing it, is I'm going to take the little black eyeball that was on the bird to begin with. I'm going to make sure there's no little pieces of felt or anything around the outside. I'm just going to kind of do like that. Okay, so we have the little eyeball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide where I want that eyeball to fall, and I want it to be, you know, right around there somewhere. And this fabric is kind of fluffy, so you're going to think, oh shoot, is that going to be too fluffy, and is the eyeball going to sink inside? It won't. It will look really cute. Just make sure you have yourself, you know, a few toothpicks around. I'm going to take, I'm going to use this piece of cardboard. I'm just going to cut a piece of this off so that I can put some E6000 on it. We'll put that right there, and we're going to put a dot of E6000 there. And close up your E6000. This is a brand new tube, and it tends to ooze out really fast when you have a brand new tube. So I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to kind of wind some around my toothpick there. So I have a little bit of E6000. I'm going to drop that where I want that eyeball to go. And then I'm going to take my little rhinestone picker. I'm going to pick up my eyeball and put it on top there. And then I'm going to take a toothpick and I'm just going to press that rhinestone down. I want it to go down into that fabric a bit. And then we're going to kind of spread the fluffy out so that you can see that eye, but so that it's nice and fluffy all around the eye. This is a snowbird or a dove, or whatever you want to call it. I like to call it a snowbird. I think I called my other one a dove, white dove, and it just really looks really pretty. So there it is with its little eye in there. You can see it very well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my rhinestone chain and my E6000. This is probably the hardest part right here, is getting the rhinestone chain, and I'm going to, you can see where you can still see the green on the edges. I'm going to take my E6000 and I'm just going to glide along that green edge and get it ready to put some E6000 on. And I'm going to do the rhinestone chain in 2 pieces. I'm not going to do just one long piece. So I'm going to unwind it and start at the tail, and I want my rhinestones pointing up towards the front of the bird. So here's what I'm doing. I'm just laying that all along and pressing it up against the bird, trying not to get the E6000 on especially my top finger, so that I don't get it on the bird's fur. And then I'm going to decide where I need to clip that off. Get my clipper, and I'm going to clip that right there. And I pulled it off. So here we go. Get it back on there. And before I touch the top, I'm trying to get any remnants of that glue off of my top fingers, because I really, really, really do not want that on that white part of the bird. Okay. And so what I had done is I had managed to kind of pull the chain forward. So I had to kind of pull it back and put it back in place. And honestly, probably better than what I did here, if you size it up to the bird before you get, the white stuff on there and all of that, that might be the best time to size it up and put your rhinestones around the edge. And I'm just fluffing it up, and then we're going to do the same thing to the top side. Okay, this time though, I think I'm going to try and size it up and cut it before. So I'm going to go in between those little wings, and I'm going to try and size it up here and cut it just at the right size, if I can get it to lay properly. Okay, and I think we're going to cut that right there. If I end up with an extra bit that I have to cut off, no worries. I'll just cut it off and deal with it then. Okay, so I want to get that out of the way. Probably a better way to do this so that you don't get ooze inside your E6000 lid. Put your lid back on, squeeze a little bit on this little cardboard piece or whatever you've got in front of you, and just take a little bit, get it on your toothpick, and just kind of lay it down, and it will easily just lay down right on the spot that you want that E6000 to be in, and it won't make a mess. You'll get probably a nicer stream of adhesive, and you'll get much less headache, I'm positive of that. So now I'm going to take this, I'm going to turn it towards me, and I'm going to start at the beak here, And I'm just going to start laying it across with the rhinestones facing up. Don't face the rhinestones sideways. Have them facing up so that you can see them. Like that. And I did cut it a little too long. I think I'm going to try and just work it up. And it looks like I'm going to have to cut one rhinestone off. And that's okay because that's easy for me to manage from here. Okay, so I'm cutting that rhinestone off. And there we go. We have our little rhinestones all the way around. Okay. So next what we're going to do is we're going to start embellishing the top of this, and that's the most fun. We have to decide what bling we want to use, and I think for this one, let's see. I think I'm going to use maybe this green. And let's see. Oh, you know what? No. This one, I think we're going to make all completely white or white-ish. So I think we're going to use this blingy piece here, like where the wing would start. And then I'm just going to kind of go around and see. I'm pushing off my rhinestones here. You got to be careful once you put these rhinestones on. You may actually, for my purposes for the video, I'm not going to do it, but you may actually want to let that set for about 20 minutes before you start working with the bird again. So I think I'm going to use this here, and then maybe take a smaller, maybe a small, do I want to use a flower? That flower looks kind of pretty on her. And then, let's see. Well, I've also got, oh, you know what? Wait a minute. I want to use at least a small piece of this lace. I get these lace appliques from Kiki's Sale on Facebook, and I'm going to, as I do with most of my videos, I'm going to leave a link for Kiki's Sale in the drop-down menu, so that if you're interested in looking to see what Debbie has for sale in her store there, you can go over and check it out, because she really truly has some of the most beautiful stuff, you guys. You really need to check it out, and really reasonable prices as well. I honestly get most of my bling from her store, and I also get a lot of my lace and trims and things from her store, because she gets the most beautiful stuff. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my hot glue, and I'm just going to tap that down. And then any edges that you feel like, you know, maybe need to go down, be tapped down a little more, just add a little more hot glue there and tap it down if you have a little edge that's curling up or what have you. So, okay, so that is with a little bit, just a little tiny bit of an applique. Look how pretty that is. And then I'm going to add, for my other bling pieces, my harder pieces, like that have the metal backing, I'm going to use E6000, and I'm going to use my hot glue. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some E6000 around the edge there. And I have this other edge here that I've left clean, and I'm just going to put some hot glue there. I don't like to mix the E6000 and the hot glue because when you do that, it tends to not, the hot glue doesn't want to stick like it should, and we're really only using hot glue on this to temporarily stick it on there so that we can continue to work. So that's why we do that. The other thing that I have here, and I am going to use one or two of, is I've got some sequins here. And I've got all these beautiful colors of sequins. And since we're going to use this little pink pearl, I was going to leave this all white, but I decided I'm going to add just the littlest splash of pink. So what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to add right here next to that is I'm going to add this pink sequin. And for that, I'm just going to use a dot of my hot glue, and I'm going to kind of tuck it up under that piece of bling there, and I'll show you how I did that. There, it's just tucked up under there, so you can just see that pink piece. And then I'm going to take this pink pearl, and I'm going to put it over here down towards the bottom, just for another added piece of very light pale color. But on top of that sequin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one of my flat back rhinestones. And to do that, I'm going to put just a dot of E6000 that I have on my little cardboard piece here. And it's still usable, so I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to use my homemade rhinestone picker, and I'm going to lay that rhinestone right on top of that sequin. And use the toothpick to sort of put it in place exactly where I want it. Okay. So that's what that looks like so far. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh my gosh, so gorgeous. And then I've also got some of my other white flat back pearls. So I think what I'm going to do, these are all different sizes, and these flat back pearls I got on Amazon, 1,000 in a package, and they come in all different sizes. There's like a ton of different sizes in here, from really, really large ones to teensy weensy ones that you can barely even see, that look more like seed beads than anything. Or maybe even smaller, actually. So I'm just going to lay a few of these out so that I can place them around. Okay. All right, so we're going to take some of our E6000, and I think I'm going to put one right here, and we'll use this size, and I'm going to use different sizes just for effect. And let's see, we're going to put one here. That size again, and put one here. I don't want to just put the pearls on here. I also want to add some of these flat back rhinestones. So there, I'm going to put a pearl and a rhinestone. And I've used one of the teeny tiny pearls on that one. And let's see, we're going to go right here. And we're going to use another teeny tiny pearl. Maybe a couple of teeny tiny pearls. And I just love my handmade rhinestone pickers. They work better than any picker that I've ever purchased. And so if you want to learn how to make these, I do have a video that will teach you how to make those pickers yourself. Super easy, and you can make a whole bunch of them in one sitting out of toothpicks and candle wax, and you'll be good to go. They're amazing. I love them. So you have to try that. It's well worth the time to watch the video because they work amazing. Okay, we'll put a rhinestone there, and I'm going to put a rhinestone, let's see, I think I'll put a rhinestone right there. And maybe another pearl somewhere. Where did I, okay, there's my glue. I think I need to put a pearl, let's see, right there. Sometimes I have to be looking at it head on to know exactly where I want to put something before I place it, because otherwise I'm like, yeah, and then I end up putting it in the wrong spot. Okay. There we go, and I think we've blinged up the body quite enough. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add that tail really quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece for the tail on this one, and I'm just going to place it sort of up under, let's see. No, I think I might use, let's see, what did I do? I think I'm going to use this one. I think this one's, for this purpose, is going to be easier for me to get in there. And it's going to take less time for me to work with. And so, for video purposes, I think this is a better choice. And then I'm just going to kind of clean up the edge here. And then I am going to take it and I'm going to lift up the tail a little bit. And I'm going to put that piece back behind the tail. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do from there. And I am going to use my hot glue for this. Putting it in there, and I need to make sure that I get it going in the right direction, because we do want that tail to sort of hang down like that. Okay, so we've got that started, and then what we're going to do is we are going to take some of our other rhinestone chain. And I'm gonna cut some of these off at different lengths. I'm just gonna do that right now so that I have a whole bunch of different lengths already cut and ready to use. I'm gonna do some short ones, some longer ones. Okay. And then we're gonna take, and I am going to use some E6000, and I'm just going to kind of take it and go along these tail feathers a little bit. And then I'm going to take, in the center, I'm going to put this longest one, and I am going to put a little dot of hot glue. And I'm going to get that going in that direction. And I really want to make sure these will hang nicely. So you have to be careful in your placement of these so that you are placing them with thought. so that they do look nice when you pick it up and it's hanging, say, as a brooch, which is what we're going to be doing with this one. So we want these to hang, to be able to come down and then kind of hang down in a nice fashion. Okay, and now I'm going to take a shorter one and I'm going to sort of go in between these two, and I'm going to put that one there. I'm just going to place it. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm gonna move you in a little bit closer here. Okay, and I will scooch her up a little bit because I am working just on the table, so you guys should be able to pretty much see everything I'm doing. So you can see I've put those 3 pieces in, and then I'm going to take one and put it down here. So I've already got the E6000 on there, and now I'm going to just add a little bit of hot glue. And the hot glue, again, even in this process here, is just going to get it to stick quicker, to adhere, and then and I can continue to work. And then I'm going to put this smaller one, the shorter one, in between that and the one before it. And so what we've got here is we've got rhinestones coming from here, and then we've got the chain coming from behind. And I'm going to put one more shorter rhinestone piece at the top here of the tail. And then what I want to do lastly is I want to take something very small, and I'm thinking maybe one of these pretty blingy pieces, and put it sort of at the tip of the tail there. But in order to do that, and this is something that, you know, you kind of work things around. I'm going to have to take this pearl off of the top, and that was a pearl that was in that applique, but that's okay because we're going to replace that pearl with this piece, and it's gonna really, really make it look nice. So it's worth losing that pearl for this piece here, because that way this piece kind of finishes off those rhinestones. Those are sort of that Aurora Borealis rhinestone, or the iridescent rhinestones. And so this piece of bling actually really sets that off well. So the only last thing I'm going to do, because I see a little blank spot, and I do not like to have blank spots, I'm going to put a little bit of E6000 right here at the top of this piece of rhinestone. And I'm going to take, I think, this small pearl here and put that right at the tip of that rhinestone. But it seems to be flipping, and I don't like that. Okay, now it's stuck in there. So we're going to try this again, and actually I think what I'm going to use is this one. So we're going to get a little more E6000, put it right there, take my rhinestone picker, and we're going to put one of those bigger rhinestones right there at the tip. And then I'll just use one of my other toothpicks to sort of position that in the perfect spot. And here I go, I keep going, I keep going, I keep going. Okay, we got that, and I want one more of these pearls. I want this size. And I'm going to put that right up above that rhinestone. There. OMG, this is so pretty. I'm just going to situate the rhinestones the way that I want them to hang before they get too too much in position. And there we go. We have another beautiful, beautiful bird. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was going to try and do 2 of these birds in this video, but as you can see, we're already 45 minutes in, and I don't want to make this video go any longer. So just so that you all know, this is going to be my giveaway piece for my 3,000 subscriber video. So what I'm going to have you all do is at the end of this video, if you would please, down at the bottom, I need you to subscribe. You have to be a subscriber. That is a way to win this snowbird, and make a comment down below. The winner is going to be picked based on the comments. So if you don't make a comment, you won't be entered to win. So just so that you know, you need to make a comment. Only make 1 comment. If you make 5 comments, it will not enter you in 5 times. So just know that in advance. That's not going to get you more chances to win. And I use a random comment picker program to choose my winners. So what will happen is after you make your comments, I'm going to give you a week for everyone to watch the video and to make your comments and get entered into the drawing. And then in a week from today, I will go in and I will, on camera, I will choose the winner of this beautiful bird. And I think I just remembered I forgot to put the pin on the back of this. So we're going to do that really quick right now. And I want to do that with a little bit of E6000 and a little bit of hot glue. So there's that. And we're going to put some hot glue in the center here. Sorry guys, I totally forgot. I didn't realize I hadn't put the back on this yet. And we're going to try and put that in a spot where it's going to be level. Okay. So there we go. Now we've got it done. So this is a beautiful brooch. So make sure you all put your comments in the drop down menu, or in the comments menu down below, and make sure that you, if you think you have friends that might be interested in seeing the video, please share my video, like and share the video. That really does help my channel a lot, believe it or not. Especially those shares, because then it gets other people watching the video and sharing it as well. And you know, if they're interested in doing things like this, why not? But I would like to say thank you to all of you who are current subscribers, and thank you to those of you who are going to subscribe today. I really, really do appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate what you've done for my channel. I'm super excited that I've gotten to that 3,000 subscriber mark, and I'm just hoping that I can continue to grow the channel and get bigger and bigger and get more information and lessons out to more people. I hope you enjoy my tutorials. I enjoy doing them. So I hope you're all enjoying, you know, watching the tutorials and getting what you can get out of them. And then anybody who makes, you know, these projects and wants to share them, I will put my my Facebook. Well, do I want to put that? You know what? I'm going to figure out a way for you guys to start posting your pictures of items that you make from my channel, and then I'll start sharing those. But for now, I'm gonna leave that open. I'm not gonna do that now. I need to figure out the best way to do that. So anyway, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified when I do future videos. And hope you all have a wonderful weekend, a happy new year, and we will see you next year. Bye-bye. Take care.